All right, there we go. We are live. All right, so so let's just do a quick overview of some of these different coins. So first off, let's start with Bitcoin, right? Because this is the main kind of market overall, and it's still red. So Bitcoin's a 6-day indicator, still red. Our two this middle, so red here in the one that we use. The midterm speed indicator is looking bottomed out, and the fast guy down here at the bottom is
Oh, you got a hot mic.
oh yeah, Puma's got a hot mic. So this bottom one is pushing through the 50-yard line on the fast one. So we're actually seeing Bitcoin potentially building some momentum in the background that has yet to manifest. X Force gave us the alpha where basically we have to hold this line right here, this blue line. We can't go below 62 niner roughly. We do not want to see that low lost. Technically, we can go down to 60,000 and change, but this is a flat that he's counting right now for the bullish count. So we were kind of expecting that, but it looks like it's still trying to work down on its level here. So that's your Bitcoin, and so it's still not yet ready. Now let's look at the shorter time intervals because the 6-day is the most accurate for Bitcoin, but that's like one of the slower indicator ultimately. So if we go to like our daily, for example, let's take a look. Let's start the daily. Daily momentum is green, right? So that's what you want to see is that if we're here on a momentum, the shorter time frames are green because these eventually will fill up and build into the 6-day, which is what we're currently set on for Bitcoin giving us an update. So, all right, so there's a Bitcoin one. Then you've got Ethereum. Ethereum is currently also red still. It won't give us a new candle until March 12th. So we have 4 more days, and this is a 5-day indicator. So it too is trying to work off of building a bottom formation, and we have on the daily green. So we're green on Ethereum. So it's starting to roll over here at the top portion, the slower indicator, but is as of right now it is not broken in any way. So this upcoming week is still a big week for everything. Litecoin has flipped green. So price action, and you'll see this right here, price action has yet to show any explosion to the upside. You want to kind of ladder into your orders, look at the price action and see where you want to put a stop loss. But right now it's building momentum for Litecoin, so that's good. XRP we already know, sitting here doing its sideways chop, and it looks like it chose the shorter path. And now we have a 5-way move with a correction. I was showing this in the video this morning, but let me get over to XRP. Here's the count again, and we knew this kind of collapse was going to occur here over the weekend, and it sure as heck did. So there you go. So it's just working into its final sweep of the lows, probably right down here. We may already be there because you have, let me zoom in on this real fast for you. You've got the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, this wave 4 thing, and then we set a lower low. So generally, this count here to me looks like it may actually be finished. So you got 1, 2, and then within this count you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you could say maybe this was wave 3 right here. Let's see here. Sorry, grab the wrong thing. There we go. That could be your wave 3 right there, finishing, and then we go up to a wave 4, and then this slightly lower low, but we bounced off of it, and we've set 3 consecutive lows. But I think we're actually going to start building support and working our way out of here. So to me, it looks like XRP's count is basically done. If we lose 127.14, or this a little bit lower than that, 127 basically. If we lose $1.27, something's changed, and that's where your stop losses should be. Okay. So everybody hopefully has their stop loss in place. 131 was our entry to 135. So you had some profits, but then they go away again, and then you're willing to accept from our current price a 5.27% loss to then get a lower entry because something has changed dramatically. So there's your quick look at the XRP short time frames, and then the total 3, which is everything total 3 ES. So this is everything minus the stable coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, is the green. and this guy is also green. So we have that as a confluence, which is wonderful because this includes XRP into it. So that's pretty nice. MicroStrategies is also green, and it has something going for it that's actually really, really bullish. It's been green since over here on December 17th, did sweep into the lows, which was expected, another rollover. And since then has actually, on this middle guy, let me show you this. This middle guy has done this little kind of turtle formation. You see how it did the oversold, and then it's done like another purple area, but now it's moving higher back up to the 50-yard line. This is what's called a bullish divergence. So basically the momentum improved, right? Momentum go up, but price action goes sideways down during that same time right over here. And whenever you see this and this happening like that, that is extremely bullish. And the opposite is true of the other side, where if the chart was flipped and we had it like this, and you see kind of like a low, and then you get a low, a high, like a different momentum here, and it squeezes this way, that's bad. That means we're going to break down. So this is bullish on both levels, which is that it is basically getting ready to go. And MicroStrategies is, in my opinion, the actual Bitcoin price at this point in time. So I suspect that we're going to see some really good upside for Bitcoin showing up here pretty soon. Stablecoin dominance has yet to fully print, and it flipped back. Oh yeah, I just checked it. It was turning red. It flipped back green, and we won't have a new candle until 2 more days. So hopefully next week money rotates out of stables into crypto, and we'll see this fall and print its first purple daily candle. These are fairly long. They're 4 hours, so it takes a while. And lastly, this is what the shit that we've got coming up here. So here is the S&P 500. This is what I day trade, and S&P 500 is rolling over. Will probably gap down tomorrow, and ultimately has a target down here at 149er for it to bottom out at. And this is probably the shit we're going to deal with over the next week or so to 2 weeks. So this breakdown is happening over here. The question will be, will the breakdown here on SPY rotate and translate to Bitcoin and every other crypto? So I suspect the answer is no, just because our XRP price is telling us that as of right now, we have bounced, set a higher low, did an flat structure, and now from this flat, we can actually get out of here. So this next week is yet again another big week, because the S&P 500 isn't looking so hot with this breakdown that it's working towards. So that is your quick overview of most of the things that I kind of track as we're moving through here. Oil, Liam was bringing up oil, and oil is most likely going to correct, just probably not immediately. Let me get it pulled up here. Oh, and I can show you the volatility too. Let me see here. So dollar getting stronger, right? So this is a shorter time frame. Let me zoom out. So the dollars, money's moving into the dollars because they're freaked out of where they're going to put their cash. So they're bouncing in dollars, but this isn't sustainable. So it'll probably roll over. Oil is spiking super crazy, right? Looks like a meme coin with how it's trading here. And if we zoom out to like a 3-day chart, we can see that oil has done a 5-wave move off the lows, an ABC correction, and has done its first wave 1 of the next leg. So then realistically, what it will do next is it will probably shoot up like this, come back and back test with an ABC, right? And then go. And that's what we would see. So that would basically tell us we would have oil being out of control. Everything would be good through the end of the year into the midterms, and then something stupid happens and price of oil goes back up again. And so that's probably what I'm expecting to happen on oil. And so it'll probably calm itself down here over the next couple months. And then the metals, right? Silver, totally in a rejection here. If we zoom in, let me go to like a daily candle chart. Silver came back, did a 5-wave breakdown, and then did an ABC up right to the 618 and rejected. So that's bullish for crypto. And gold, 5-wave down, closed both of the daily candles below the 786 and rejected. So this is also bullish for crypto as money's coming out of metals. So metals are falling. Oil is just in a wave 1. They're going to do a back test. And cryptos are all poised and ready and flipping green across the board for the dots. So pretty good stuff. So there you go. So that is the quick tour. So questions on that? What are you guys thinking?
Higher.
Let's send it higher. Let's go. Oh,
Can you
dude.
go over XLM real quick?
Sure. I thought I had done that for you in the XLM channel. Did I not? But I'll do it again.
Yeah, I think you posted a chart.
Okay, great. But I got it for you, buddy. No problem. I just was making sure I'm doing right by it. Do you remember the day, the XLM day count, like which day we use? There it is. I'll check. I got it. XLM is, looks like the 3-day. Okay, so XLM is the 3-day, just like XRP. So that's good. They work in the same zone. And it is green. And look at that. I love this. XLM would have had you get out at 19 cents and would have had you buy back in at 16 cents. And you'd be upside down a smidge right now. So that's why, sometimes it's good to just full clip in. Other times it's like just kind of nibble on your way through it. Because like over here, when it turned green, you wanted to full clip in because it just went, right? And so that's why we use the wave counts on it. But right now, it's definitely in a consolidation, high or low scenario. So I think XLM is fine. I think this is just everywhere. Everything you need to accumulate is right here at this zone. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I said, I was, when we full send and went to, right around 50 cents or whatever, and then we back tested, I was getting pretty bullish around like 27 cents, 25 cents, for a dollar. And I'm
sure.
Like, yeah, I'm freaking big brain over here. And then I was like, oh man, these indicators saying no. So I went ahead and held off, and I bought it around 16 cents. I feel pretty good about it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well done, man. Isn't that amazing how much clarity it brings you?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It allows me to not wash my fucking phone, dude.
I know.
I got poopy diapers to change, dude. I got monster trucks to play with and shit. I have to make sure the wifey's all good. Yeah, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome, friend. Yeah, this is good. I'm glad we're able to do this for all of you Chads. It's going to be fucking awesome. So, I mean, just such a clean ABC. Look at that. I mean, it's back testing right into this region here. I mean, this time period is so fucking screwed how it got trashed like this. But for the most part, I mean, you would have still been fine on this. The stop losses are really the key, though, right? You just got to get those stop losses in. Because then if it stops you out, you just go, I'll just give it a couple days and see what happens, right? You got time. We got so much time because Wall Street is here and they take their fucking time because they make all the money on time erosion. That's their full game. So, all right, let's see what other questions do we have? Let me get this pulled up here. Let's go over, let me shoot over to this and we'll bring in, oops, that's weird. It's not what we wanted to do. Wow, what did that just do? Okay, just broke like 6 things. All right, well, let's look at the, wow, what am I doing? That is weird. Sorry, it's like computer's being strange. Okay, what was that? Doesn't matter. All right, let's see here. Let's go to, let me change my stream real quick. And I'm going to show you just what we're seeing on Sigma, just because an aura for this community here. So let me bounce over to this real fast. Okay, yeah, everybody can see that? Okay, perfect. So this is you've been watching the videos. I just think it's fucking bullish as all get out here for what we're doing. That we've got our momentum indicator, this one being the RSI, showing that we are super bullish and we're building on the support of the neckline. So we got above the neckline for the head and shoulders pattern. And we are close on Sigma to getting above this level of 778K market cap. If we can get above that right there, that's going to be so bullish, and we'll probably have to consolidate for a little while, but that is such an awesome potential for this coin, because if we can get, into that 700 to a million mark, people will be buying because they're like, holy shit, this thing was as low as 275 and people are already up 400%, right? And I think that's only going to continue to compound as people see price go higher, because we know that they're coming for our liquidity and our ecosystem.
How much XRP does that take right there? Because that's that high. 78 from here.
I'll check it for you. I'd have to go look to First Ledger, but you can see that some of the coins are green today, right? Sigma's down, right? So we've got some sellers that showed up to the party here, but not too horrible, 5%. But for the most of the days when we were printing, 20, 30, 40%, candles, everybody started paying attention, right? And they're like, oh shit, like these guys are doing something over there, right? And that's going to continue. They're going to come in. We're going to see more of it. They're going to be riding our coattails. They're going to be pushing to try to get money to switch from our projects over. And that's the biggest fight, is the liquidity fight right now. So, obviously you do what you want with your money, but I think we've got such a bullish structure there that I know we can do better than where we are now because of that head and shoulders pattern. And here's Aura, same thing, right? Same head and shoulders pattern forming here. And if you're familiar with the head and shoulders, let me see if this carries over. If I click that, does it show the head and shoulders pattern for you guys?
Yes, I see that.
Okay, so there's your neckline, right? And I know you've all seen this in the videos, but we consolidate and you measure from the head to the neckline, right? And then you double it, and that gives you your measured target before you continue, right? So if we go back to Aura, for example, if we measure from the bottom low to the neckline, it's 76%, and then you take that and you stick it on top of the current price action, that takes Aura just right up to this purple box of 202K. So that's a double from here. Just after we consolidate on the neckline, we're going to move our way up there and then chop through this purple box, right? Because we got to build a new support base, which is expected, right? Same thing for Sigma. So Sigma, when we go over there, where did that one go? Way too many coins over here. Oh, sorry guys. There it is. Okay, so if we go to Sigma, we got it loading slowly. Holy crap. Okay, there we go. So if we take that same percentage that we just did on Aura, which is a double, right? And we go from here to the neckline, and then you take the neckline and you stick it on top of the breakout, that takes Sigma to 1.22 million. And that would be perfect because it hits that fib right there too, right? You can see we're like stuck underneath this fib right here. And then we would come up to that next fib of 1.22. So I think we'll easily be there before the party, like no doubts. I think we'll be there probably next week. So I suspect all the bullshit. What's that?
1.2 is also the price of Sigma and Solana as well.
Oh, fuck. We would totally celebrate in that moment.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, dude. Because they were huge. How much did they get up to?
I don't know, but a lot higher than we went.
Yeah, they were way higher. So yeah, so that's bullish too. So we're gonna have to, again, consolidate, but that takes us up to that fib. I think they went to 153 million. Nice. Yeah, that's us in the future here. Here's the fib targets, right? Just so you guys know what we're looking for. Shit, this is so slow. I've got like 6 programs running.
They're down over 100. They were.
Yeah, they got a lot going. They got fucked. Let's see here. Boom. Boom. Okay, so from our current price, these are just, I always love these moon maths. All right. Current price to the most likely target is, let's just go with a retrace, right? So we do a retrace, 355%. You're like kind of getting prior all-time high, 18x, 17x, right? Somewhere in there. Then you hit the 1618. Now you're looking at 191x, or yeah, 191x. So 19,188%. That'd be fucking wild. 121 million market cap, catching up to what Sigma and Sol did, right? And then you come up to the final one, which is this, where X-Force and I suspect that we'll get to, which would be fucking wild. 5.26 billion market cap. And if we have XRP just fucking ripping, that's doable. That's doable. So X-Force and I think conservatively, he mentioned and I mentioned, we'd probably hit this target of 1.38, so 49 million market cap, and that's an 80x. That's like your conservative target, so to speak. So pretty good shit. And Power and I were talking on the start of this whole thing that, because the token is so much more distributed now, it is more likely to be able to do that as more and more holders step in. So gonna be great.
Big holders become smaller, smaller holders become bigger, and then we get more holders with incentive to buy and sell as we see fit. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You have incentive to hold at least X 160, maybe a little more based on surfaces. And we have demand generated, so if somebody decides, I don't want this anymore, somebody else may turn around and go, you know what, I want it, and then it gets bought up. So the
And
market
we
will
also have
figure
a good deal of this locked up as well. I mean, between R and Sigma, there's a lot of fucking.
Yeah, it's not going to take very much.
supply.
Yeah, we've Power. You broke up there, so I'll reiterate it. But basically, I know a lot. Power and I were just kind of poking around to see how much supply is being locked up by people, and it's a lot. Like between Sigma and Aura, we've got so much, like kind of set to the side for people who are holding for a longer projection. It's going to take very little money if those people choose to hold. Like this community, we can hold our shit and we can just sit back. There's an incentive to do so, and if we sit back and hold or accumulate slightly, this thing is just going to get wild, guys. People will be chasing the candles because it's just fucking going. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, and volume's not even here yet.
No.
Once everybody starts coming over to XRP, playing over here, it's gonna get crazy. I think these like 70x's are like absolutely possible, and that's what I'm waiting for. I'm not telling on you guys. That's just stupid.
Yeah, and you could do what you need to do, obviously, right? We're not here to shame, but the incentive of this indicator is so worth it. Why would you sell, right? When you can just customize it to any asset you're looking for and just and then I hopefully you all saw that when the indicator goes off, it goes in a way that it's like bing 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 bing, like, so you'll see like the next day another coin will turn green and another one will turn green, right? And it's really helpful because then as we get more and more of these, all of a sudden you realize that a lot of these indicators are it's all one giant trade is what it's doing, and you end up getting so much power and confidence that you're doing the right thing because of it.
I also want everybody in this room to have even enough to sell. Eventually,
Yes.
this thing will go to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, or whatever. And I would like to have everybody in this room to at least be broken even on what they were buying. And now if you're sitting there with maybe 200 million or a little more Sigma, and because you sold at a higher price, and you were able to get all your XRP back and maintain the minimum amount for this chat. That's really the goal, essentially. Because if you're broken even and you have access and you're printing on these indicators, I can't see any reason why anybody would be upset or hurt in any way, shape, or form.
You would think so, right? So yeah, that's what we'll do. So all right, so this next week, big week, right? So everyone's scared of oil being massively out of expensive going into tomorrow. The SPY is likely to work its way down to 649er, which from the from the after hours price would mean that we would still have another fall of 3.26% on SPY. And that fall would ultimately, like if we look back on 1010, here's 1010, this fall that we did on 1010 was a breakdown of 3.75, right? Same percentages almost. So if we still have that much more to go from the 1010 event to over here, there could be some ugliness, and that's where we are, watching the shorter time intervals and just making sure that when we are doing it, you got to have that stop loss in there, guys. Just got to have it, and it just be okay with it, that if it does stop you out, that if you're in profit, like, so Power and I bought a lot around $1.31, just put it at $1.31, right? Or be okay with taking some off the table if you're concerned. But the goal ultimately is to preserve capital, because if it does go to Goblin Town and we do have the breakdown, then this will still allow you to have capital to come in at a lower price. So, but I don't think it's going to, but we don't know for sure. Sweet.
I just wanted to say real quick, I wasn't trying to sell shame or anything like.
You're such a dick, Power. Or,
You know what I'm saying?
you're such a dick, Coupons. You're such a. Why do you always say these horrible things?
My perspective, my point of view.
Such an ass.
You know, I've put in what I really didn't need, and I'm just waiting for the big boom. You know what I'm saying? Because I can see it happening. It happened on Solana. It happened on Ethereum. It happened on all these other chains, and it will happen here. It's just a matter of time. I don't know when, but it will happen, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I completely agree, friend. Yeah, and yeah, it's gonna get so amazing. This Sigma coin is so poised and ready to go. It's just gonna be wild, and I'm just so glad we're above 500,000 again. Because that was stupid. That was so stupid.
Parties. Sorry.
No, you're good. Say again.
With the parties, with the real life events, with the daily spaces, and then on top of this indicator, let's just say we're all trading XRP, right? We're all bragging on the timeline. And again, a lot of people are going to think, man, they're just full of it. Maybe this is quote unquote their lore or their game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they look at our wallets and then they realize, oh, and if they actually look at the wallets like everybody claims they do, and they actually see that we are making money, or it'll get around quick.
Yeah, it's already getting around. That's why they're showing up to our space.
Yeah.
They know.
And I'm not going to be quiet about it. I'm going to keep showing it every goddamn space I'm in.
Yeah. Every one of you.
I'm going to keep bragging.
Everyone, I mean, like, I think Vander gave like his little testimonial that he brought his DCA down massively with exiting when the indicator told him to, sniping the quick snipe, and so he has a massively lower DCA, and he has more XRP than he started, and he didn't put any new capital in. Fucking perfect.
More personal testimonies like that.
Yep,
you know,
Coupons.
People will come back. We're already starting to see it.
Yep, Coupon's got his loss on Sologenic back with one fucking trade. Amazing, right?
Yeah, the majority of it, it's nice. Like, I was just gonna hold that bag and pray to Jesus, but I mean, the indicator was like, "Yo, bro, take some of this liquidity out, follow the dot," and I made a lot of it back. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is so bullish, guys. I don't know if you know. I mean, I know I'm the chart dude, but I've shown you what the head and shoulders pattern is. This is so fucking bullish right here. The fact that we're back above it and we're holding that neckline. I mean, you can even see somebody showed up and was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna dump my shit." We fell back below the trend line and came right back above it, and now are building support on that. So clean, guys. This is gonna be fucking phenomenal. And these memes are so tiny. It will take so little money to move these things. It's going to be stupid. Just fucking stupid. So, go back to which one? What's that?
I said our demand. People are going to want to access this. It's not lore. It's not fucking sleight of hand marketing. It's real.
Absolutely. And
100% real.
and so if you do not have enough to sell a portion of your Sigma position, please accumulate a little bit more, just so you can get it sold. You have a bag to sell, because you need to take profits on Sigma.
Yes, I'm even very clear about that, and nobody will shame you for doing that.
No, we want you to, because imagine, I mean, you hold this fucking huge bag, you got this indicator fucking printing, but you need to lock in these profits, right? You got to lock them in. And because even in this whole thing, Bitcoin, XRP, they're going to have trouble down the road, right? And so because we're going to have this is a huge everything bubble, and so eventually everything's going to get fucking nuked, right? And we'll be printing, because we'll be over here chilling with our bags, and we'll be tied to XRP, so we'll be seeing the overall value go down, and we'll be shorting shit, and we'll be having a blast, right? But you got to have some to be able to take profits up the mountain. So just make sure you've got your two bags separated.
Yeah, I don't want anybody in this room, who bought Sigma at 4 million, 5 million, 8 that shit down.
Yep.
It doesn't even have to go up that high anymore. You get into a point where all you need to do is go to 1.5 million and you're at a break even. That's a huge score. You
Sure.
take a lot of your money back and then save enough to stay in the indicator, and you're fucking Gucci.
Yep. And let's say we
Nobody will blame you.
let's say we do the cup and handles or the head and shoulders pattern. We get an 83% move from our current price, right, to this fib line at 1.14 million. You get your buy-in, you buy whatever you're going to sell, right? We get this move. You take 50% of that, you get a double, right? Basically, we get a double. Let's say you get up to like 1.24 million. You get a double on it. Take out that initial investment that you put in for the scalp, and now you just have a side bag. You're going to G at a later point, but you have all your money back, and it's a free trade.
Yeah, and the goal is, if people are actually printing, especially people who actually made money on Sigma and they're still here, if a lot of people are printing on other things, no one's gonna give a flying fuck what happens with Sigma.
Yeah. Yep. So I want you all to just make sure you have enough to do that behavior if the time comes. So, and then we just stay back and we just chill, and we got so many value components coming forward on this. Not to mention with what we already do, it's just going to get better and better and better. And again, sleep at night, fucking worth it. You're paying to sleep at night.
Actually give a fuck what happens, with Sigma and to Sigma. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is, like, we're not going to sit there and nitpick price action. Like, people, memes are to be bought and sold, and that is the reality of memes, and it's important to keep that reality in mind.
Yep.
And
I know this is.
We all give a shit. We want Sigma to succeed, and that's why we're all still here. We're still contributing in ways that we want to contribute at. However, whenever, for as long as we feel like.
And yeah, so and this is you guys are the choir. We just know what this can become, and that euphoria phase is important for all of us to recognize. But the indicator will tell you to get the fuck out. And if we start seeing XRP flip green and red, you probably know the memes are going to take a hit at that point too, right? So it's not too hard to put 2 and 2 together there. This count may be done, guys. Like, I'm looking at this. This may be the end of the flat for XRP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that looks pretty fucking done to me. We'll see. So, but yeah.
Send it, motherfucker!
Send it!
I'm just gonna say, I sure fucking hope so. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So you guys, any other questions or anything you want to go over chart-wise just so you can see?
Could you show me X-Meme real quick?
X-Meme? Sure. Let me switch.
Stones Project.
Yeah. X-Meme. I hopefully have it saved. Let's go there. Okay. So, there it is. So volume's low, right? Not a lot of volume coming in. And liquidity is about right, even is what you would expect, right? 10%. All right, and huge double bottom, dude. Like, I would say, if anything, oh wow, that thing's all over the place. This is probably more of like the clear price action over here, but you can just see this is so choppy. There was people who's been selling all through here with like how each of these candles just got sold. I think this is a lower low. Let's see. Yeah. So we wicked to a lower low back here on February with the whole thing. But right now we've set a little mini higher low. So if you were in this coin, I mean, this thing was ripping.
I'm actually looking for an entry.
I would say right now it's fine. So the way I would look at this, let me get this little magnet off. Okay, there you go. So it did a 450% return off the first low that it did. Did a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then lost the whole structure. So this is now, this is now sweeping into it. So this would be a potential Wyckoff spring event right here. And generally your Wyckoff springs, when they play out, you're going to be looking at something like this, where you kind of go off the lows, you kind of get back up into here, and then you get above that level, and then you come down and you do this crap again, and then you go. So I would expect this going forward, coupons. So you can enter now, and you can probably expect that you would get at minimum I would expect that you'd get to here, so like an 80% to 100% return, and then you would take it all back.
Okay, cool. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Can I bring up one thing real quick about these other projects?
sure.
If any of you guys have like close relationships or connected to other projects, we're gonna be working on XRP Vegas all week. So like, get in their ears and be like, oh, you guys should think about getting involved in the Sigma After Party, and set up a meeting, and we could get them involved in the party. You guys, if you weren't at the last party last year, then you would have seen that there was like so many activations and so many ways to market to a whole new crowd that's not on X. So if you guys are close to any projects, tell them to hit us up.
Yeah, and then I would almost say, buddy, that with the length of time that we are, which is 45 days to the event, right? Pretty much, or a little bit less. With that window of time to the party, you can see how the Sigma coin can start really performing aggressively off these lows, just with like the head and shoulders pattern. We're going to get back up to 1 million. I think the chart's going to get fucking wild, and I know that party is going to be the catalyst this time around. It was kind of like a sell the event, last time. I think this time it's going to be the buy the event.
Anybody could throw a party once, but you throw a party twice, that shows a level of consistency that people I don't think were expecting.
Yeah, I don't think they were. I think the 2 years into it with a bullish count coming off and then being at above 1 million by the time of the party, I think people are going to be like, wait, what? What do I get? How do I get there? And then all these old farts.
Big thing was